Welcome back, viewers. We are glad that you keep on watching this, and we're on the second part of this show, and we are, confident in our hearts that this is becoming of a benefit and a great blessing to us as we just continue to delve on these matters and discuss exclusive breastfeeding. And just going back to where we were, before the break, Faith was just discussing with us on the fish mouth theory. Just as that's the name that we give to that, the attachment to the breast of the baby. And probably we can do, a recap, on the four, the 4 points I talked about, the 4 key points, so that we can be able to move on. Okay. It will be important for our viewers, even those who just missed on that. Okay. Let's do on the recap on that.
It's very important that a mother knows how to position and attach the baby to the breast. Very, very important, because the problems of breastfeeding come from there, which I'll explain a bit further. When you want to position the baby well onto the breast, there are 4 key points. You must ensure that hand and body is in line. That baby is held close to you, tummy to tummy. Yes. That whole baby's hand and the whole body is well supported. We've seen babies sleep out of clothes and fall down because people are not holding them well. They are left with the clothes and the baby sleeps out. Yeah. So you support the whole body from the head all the way, because the head, remember I said it's not stable yet. The neck is not stable, so the baby cannot hold itself and turn itself well. So you have to support it. Support the head and the back. In fact, a newborn baby, your hand should come to the buttocks of the baby. That tells you have supported with your arm all along the
arm
back.
Is enough, yes.
Yes. Then the last one on positioning, that if you hold that baby that way, then the nose points directly to the nipple.
The nose and the nipple.
And if the nipple touches the nose, the baby just opens its mouth. Ready. That is what we call a suckling reflex.
Suckling reflex.
So the baby will just pop out the mouth and open it wide. Then we come to attachment.
Attachment.
So you must see the mouth is wide open.
Mouth is wide open. That's point number 1.
So when you see the mouth is wide open, the baby is ready to receive the nipple. To receive the breast plus the nipple. Because we don't want the baby to receive the nipple alone.
True.
We want it to receive the nipple plus part of the black area. So with that, mouth wide open, you'll notice that lower lip is turned downwards.
Downwards, yes.
There is more areola on the upper side.
Yes.
And the chin of the baby touches the breast.
The chin touches the breast.
So because that baby is close enough.
Very good.
So 4 key points on attachment, 4 key points on positioning.
On positioning.
Mouth wide open.
Mouth wide open.
Lower lip turned downwards.
Much
more areola
upwards.
Chin touches the breast.
Yeah. Wow.
You will not have problems.
You don't have problems.
Problems of a crying baby will arise because this baby is on the lap. So the mother is bedding, trying to take the breast to the baby. The baby should come to the breast.
And sooner than later, the mother begin complaining of back pain.
Because of bedding, they complain of the back pain.
And they become tired.
And of course, they'll be tired. They will stop breastfeeding very early.
Yes.
They will not reach the 6 months.
The mother and the baby both
must be comfortable.
Yes.
So to make the mothers comfortable, support her back the way I'm supporting myself. Let her not look like she has been digging the shamba the whole day because her back is paining.
And what you're bringing up is that maybe Lucy can comment on that part of attachment.
Yes.
Is the aspect of mothers breastfeeding when they are asleep or on bed, and with the position that we are talking about.
Whether they are sleeping or not, she'll explain.
Yes.
This positioning and attachment is very applicable.
Wow.
Whether you are sleeping, whether you are sitting,
yes,
it is very applicable. We have even seen big babies, 1 year old and even 1.5 or 2, they come and stand between the legs of the mother. The hand and body is still straight. Yeah, and the baby will come straight to the dress, so it is held close. Hata anataka ashikwe na mama hapo. Yeah.
To breastfeed.
Yes. And the baby will be supported. Yeah. So this it's applicable whether you sleep or whether you are seated.
Whether you are seated.
Yes. When you are sitting, when you hold the baby this way, we call it the cradle. The cradle position.
Yes.
Then we have the sleeping position. If I sleep straight, it means my body will be alongside me. So the positioning will still be the same. Yes, it's applicable.
Wow. What are some of these problems that you're talking about that are going to be avoided?
There are 3 things that mothers complain, very common. You'll hear a mother say, my baby is crying and wants the breast all the time.
Yes.
A baby does not cry just because of hunger.
Yes.
Yeah,
It will also cry because of other issues.
True.
Like it could be wet.
Yes.
It could be overdressed.
Yes.
In our environment here, people, you can count like even 50 clothes on the baby.
We have, the baby is feeling cold.
Yes.
You know, that's what we believe.
And when you cover it with so many clothes, and you want to apply the principles of positioning,
Yes.
how will this baby come close when there are so many barriers here?
It is difficult.
There is a blanket, there is a towel, there is a sweater, there is whatever. There is a kofia, and you want this baby to breastfeed. If you cover yourself with a blanket and then get a cup of hot tea, will you drink it?
It's not possible.
You'll be very you'll just definitely express your issue by crying.
Wow.
So a crying baby is not just a hunger. It could be other issues.
It could be other problems.
It could also be because the baby is having colic. For example, if this baby is here on my lap, and I'm the one bringing the breast to the baby, so there are a lot of swallowing of air because the baby is far away from me.
True.
So that swallowing of air causes a lot of disturbance in the intestines. You'll even hear sometimes some glubbering. And the baby does not belch automatically. It means this air has to come out some way.
In some way,
Some way. And as it travels along the intestines, trying to find its way this way and even the other way up, the baby cries because it's very painful for the baby. And the intestines are twisted because of that air as it finds
swallowing air.
Yes, swallowing air. So immediately after the baby breastfeeds and has adequate, she will explain to you when you know that the baby has had enough. You are supposed to hold this baby. You can place it there where it lies like that. Then you rub the upper shoulder here, and the baby will remove that air. It will, if it had swallowed some. And how would you tell that a baby is swallowing air when you are breastfeeding?
How would you tell that a baby is swallowing air when you are breastfeeding?
Yes.
Hold on to that. Our viewers, this is a health app. And this is, I hope you are getting step by step. You know, we probably are dispensing quite some information in a short time, but bear with us. But keep watching, keep sharing this particular program or show. You know, down there are numbers that are going down. I mean, that are down on your screen. You could probably write an SMS, just comment, give a comment, ask a question. You probably can address that after the program or reach you after the particular program, and you're going to be glad. Please keep watching. This is Health Up, exclusive breastfeeding, and we are discussing at the moment positioning, attachment, the problems associated, and how we solve them. At that point where, you know, Faith, you're talking about, you know, how do we know that a baby is swallowing air?
When a baby is suckling, if you remember I said the baby suckles with the tongue.
Yes.
Not with the
Lips.
lips.
Not with the lips.
Not with the lips. Remember our lower lip is turned outwards. So why should it turn in? When that lip turns in, it means the baby is suckling with the upper and the lower lip.
The lower lip.
And you'll hear some smacking noise. That way the baby is swallowing a lot of air. And that means you didn't bring the breast closer enough for the baby to grasp with the tongue and grasp the nipple and the areola. Milk is stored near the areola. So if you give the nipple, you'll hear a mother now complain, my nipple is paining. I am getting a cracked nipple. So hata hataki huyo mtoto. Wengine, if they see the baby, they even push it away because it is too painful to breastfeed that baby. And there's the reason is because the baby was breastfeeding when it was far. So it grabbed what it could. And because it grabbed the nipple, it didn't get enough milk. So what happens? The baby also cries and wants to breastfeed throughout.
Let's probably, you know, if you hold that thought there, Lucy, this cracked nipple, and the mother does not want to breastfeed, you know, want in quotes, you know, I mean, they feel breastfeeding again. I mean, do I have to do it again?
Yeah.
And it's because of poor positioning.
Yeah.
Kind of give a comment on how to, of course, positioning is one of the ways of sorting it out. Give a comment on how else can we be able to avoid some of these things.
Thank you, Onesmus. And I think...
and what are some of the other issues that go along with it? Because I want to think if the mother does not want to breastfeed or is not feeling enthusiastic to breastfeed, something wrong is going to be happening to that breast.
Even the baby will refuse the breast.
Exactly. And I think I'm loving the conversation because essentially these are things that I'm very sure quite a number of mothers identify with, you know. And as Faith has explained, you know, the anatomy of the breast is made in such a way that milk is stored on the ducts, what we call large ducts. The large ducts come up to the black part, which is called the areola.
Yes.
So the baby has to grasp the ducts. The ducts are like tubes.
Yes.
They are like pipes, in quotes, like small pipes. So the mouth has to grasp the pipes
Yes.
and squeeze them
Yes.
to ooze milk out
Through the nipple.
through the nipple. So I want us to visualize that a baby is just attached on the nipple.
Yes.
So they have to use suction, they have to use pressure
Yes.
to pull milk down from the ducts.
Yes.
Because there are no ducts on the nipple.
Yes.
And that pressure is what makes the
nipple.
baby's mouth to get sores
And the nipples.
and the nipples to also crack. And also, now moving to the next level where you've asked
Yes.
what would also happen, and Faith correctly said that the baby will also refuse to breastfeed. The reason being that they'll try to pull as much as they can using suction because they are frustrated, they are very
Yes.
hungry, and they know there's something in this for them, but they cannot get a hold of it. So they're really applying a lot of force and pressure to pull milk down, but only a little can come down.
And only little can come down, and that milk is on the breast. So meaning also that the mother's breast
Is
is
also
also going to become engorged.
Yes.
Now, no. At that point, we may not talk about engorgement.
Okay.
Because what happens with the production of milk,
Yes.
production is equal to supply. So
Yes.
if you're supplying very little,
Right. Yes.
the brain will also trigger little production.
Little production.
So these are messaging. These are very clear system of communication that sends a message to the brain that we
It's
are only
not
giving
needed.
as little. So please reduce how
Reduce the production.
the amount.
Yeah.
So what will happen is that there will be lesser production. So the baby will actually not get enough. Engorgement will only come if there's a normal process of production of milk,
Yes.
but it's stored, not being utilized.
Not being utilized.
Now that
Okay.
will lead to
Oh, that will
engorgement.
lead to engorgement. Yes.
So that is the difference between the two.
Okay.
So and for the baby, they get so frustrated that they want food, they're hungry, they can see this food here, they can feel the smell, but they cannot access it. So they get so frustrated. So the moment they get hold of a bottle, because the mother will of course get also frustrated
Yes.
and turn to maybe formula
And
milk.
first of all, she will say she has no milk.
She will believe she has no milk, which also propagates the problem further. So she'll turn to the bottle.
Yes.
The moment the baby puts their mouth on the bottle and feels, oh my goodness,
There
this
is
easy
something
stuff.
coming
I'm
out.
just pulling and it's coming without much struggle. They'll actually not go back to that breast.
Yeah.
Wow.
They will say no to the breast because the breast is too much stress and they're still not able to get adequate milk, even after investing so much
A
energy.
condition called nipple confusion.
Nipple confusion.
Exactly.
Nipple confusion.
Nipple confusion
Yes.
is a condition whereby they are now
Now,
going for the
baby is
bottle.
from the bottle. Now
Yes.
you are bringing it back to the
Yes.
breast. No, it accepts the one that is removing more
easy.
milk.
Easily.
Easily.
Yeah, because if you look at a baby breastfeeding, they sweat. That's why actually Faith was saying, why are you even covering a baby that is breastfeeding with so many
They
blankets?
generate a lot
They
of
don't
heat.
need that
Yes,
at that
they
moment.
generate
They're
a lot of
generating
heat.
enough.
A lot of heat.
So they realize that this is too much work for nothing, and I'm even hurting my lips because they will actually
And
get
it helps
oral
the jaw.
thrush.
Suckling helps with the dental and the jaw development.
All right.
Yeah.
Now coming back, to you, Faith. One issue is the issue of not getting enough milk.
Yes.
And of course, we are looking at all these factors. There will be no enough milk.
Yeah.
We'll go to other things, like bottle
Yeah.
feeding.
Yeah.
That's when cow milk and all that becomes introduced and
Yeah.
whatever else. And some cow milk mixed with water. There are all these meats.
And
mixed,
sugar.
And sugar.
And there are problems with that.
And glucose, and there are all problems with this. What do we have other factors that of the perceived lack of enough milk? The perception of not having enough milk, because one of the reason is poor
positioning and attachment.
and that one we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Are there other factors that may lead to this?
Yes, with the poor positioning and attachment,
True.
and the baby grasping
Yes.
just a bit of nipple and a bit of areola,
Yes.
gets only the fast milk out. So it doesn't get adequate time to suckle and remove the hide milk, which is rich in fats, which is rich to make the baby feel I'm full. Now it is only getting the 4 one, which is more watery, and doesn't stay for long in the tummy. So the baby keeps crying because I'm not satisfied. The satiety value is not applicable there now.
Yes.
So the baby is not getting, I'm not full, so I want more. So it means the baby gets 4 milk. And this mother, if she continues this way, you'll find that she'll go to the hospital and the baby has not gained weight. And she will say, I've been breastfeeding.
So are you saying, so are you trying to bring in a concept that a mother should actually breastfeed one breast until it is
emptied?
Until it is emptied.
Until she feels it is
And
light.
the other one is pouring Lucy.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
That
I know.
pouring is called is the oxytocin reflex.
It's also the same reflex.
You know, this breast is being suckled, so the other one is feeding, I'm not.
Yes.
So it removes also. And normally, for those mothers with a lot of milk, we even say, collect that milk and store it.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Collect that milk. That time the baby is breastfeeding on this
Yes,
one,
yes.
you can put a pump here and be
And
pumping.
be expressing, yes.
And be expressing.
And expressing the other milk, yes.
And remember the law of supply and
Demand.
And the more milk is demanded, the more it is
Produced.
Actually, a mother can make 1.5 liters per 24 hours for one baby. So
1.5
imagine if
liters.
there are 2 babies.
A mother can make 1.5
liters
of milk.
of milk.
Yes, in 24 hours.
How much does a baby require out of that? Less than that, half a liter. So a whole liter can be kept.
And you know, Lucy, it
Yes.
makes a lot of sense, because what happens to these mothers that actually have, 3 children, triplets,
Exactly.
in some areas even
Yes,
5
yes,
and
yes,
6,
yes.
and they are all dependent on these
On 2
Yes.
breasts.
on 2 breasts.
Yes.
So you would really want to send a message to the mothers that breast milk is enough and one can have enough breast milk.
Yes, for 6
Yes,
months.
I do want to send that message, and to also say, Onesmus, that it all boils back to what is in your mind.
So psychological
factors. that
psychological
affect
factors
breastfeeding.
they actually play a role. in it.
Exactly. And the confidence a mother has. Because if you're a mother with 6 babies and you believe you will do exclusive breastfeeding, it will be so.
It will happen.
Exactly. Because maybe we need to also mention that there are some 2 types of hormones that control breastfeeding, by and large. So those 2 types of hormones will usually, determine.
There's one for making.
One for making
And one for releasing.
for producing. And they will, by and large, determine success in breastfeeding. Now, those hormones, oxytocin and prolactin, will usually be affected by a lot of factors. Some of them are what we've already talked about, the attachment, positioning, and all that,
yes.
but also the mental status of a mother.
Yeah.
And in that, at that point, we're also saying that the environment that is
Exactly.
created.
The
Yes.
environment created, yes.
And I think that's why our viewers, we are talking and addressing the men. And of course,
Exactly.
I am one.
That man who is there for this woman.
The man should be there for the
That
woman.
man who is saying,
The advocate is speaking.
who is not saying, mi sikutaka wasichana tena, nilikuwa nataka kijana,
Wow.
should support this woman. This child still came from him.
Exactly.
After
It
all.
was, after all, it's not, she
Yes.
didn't make the baby alone.
Yes.
Yeah. And after all, sex is determined by the man.
Ex-
The sex of the baby is determined by the man.
Whether there will be a present
Oh,
chromosome
yes.
or not.
Oh,
So
yes.
with presence or with absence.
Oh, yes.
Determines the sex.
It is
Basically,
him
it's
who
true.
determines whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yes.
So why should he make noise to this baby who's been born, it's a girl and he wanted a boy, and then the woman's milk disappears because there's a lot of stress here?
Oh my, our viewers, many are saying, I am one, and we are saying that let's participate.
Yes.
Let's support our woman. I don't want to say let's support our women, as a context of a different matter. But let's support our woman, let's support the mother of our child, let's support our wife, so to say, kila mtu akona moja. Let's support the wife, let's support the mother in breastfeeding this particular baby.
And even if
And
she
bringing
has
up.
3
And
or
even if
2,
she has 3.
let the man hold one.
Yeah.
Mother expresses and feeds.
Yes.
She's holding the twins.
Yes.
And she can show us how the twins are held.
Yes, yes.
Then the father can hold the third one and give with a cup of milk that was expressed.
And that's why we said this is really, call it a deliberate project.
Exactly.
Because issues, and I know we have time, please don't comment on this, but I know we
Yeah.
have time about paternity leaves, we'll have time about planning for babies.
Yes.
And this does not only affect the mothers peke yake.
Exactly.
So some of the fathers
Yeah.
are busy looking for the next coin, which is very good.
Yes.
But we need to be deliberate that these are babies. Probably some of them are 2 or 3, as Lucy says.
Yeah.
And we need to help and assist.
Exactly.
So that psychologically,
Yes.
the mother is also, at rest.
Yes.
She's not stressed.
Yes.
She's not even developing psychosis.
Yeah.
Some of the diseases come along immediately after delivery because of that.
Yeah.
Right. I know we have many more time, but maybe Lucy, coming back to you. Faith, sorry, coming back to you. What are some of the signs? How do you tell that a baby is breastfeeding effectively? You have the 23-year-old young girl, young mother with a new child. A child.
Yeah.
So how do you tell that the baby is breastfeeding effectively? That's a statement.
One, when you take this baby to the clinic, you'll see the graph for the weight is going up.
Yes.
So that tells you the baby is growing well.
Yes.
When the baby is suckling, we normally observe the reflexes.
True.
So we have the suckling reflex and we have the swallowing reflex.
Suckling and swallowing.
Yes, suckling and swallowing. First and foremost, rooting. There are 3 reflexes. We have the rooting. Remember the one I said, when you touch the nose
Yes.
with the nipple, the baby just responds by opening the mouth.
the fish
so
mouth,
that
yeah.
is rooting.
Rooting, yes.
Then the suckling is now the tongue will start now sucking the milk from the ducts.
True.
And then the swallowing. As the baby is suckling, you'll observe the cheeks. If you observe the cheeks and they are round, that tells you the baby is suckling well.
If you observe the cheeks
Yes.
and they are round.
And they are round.
Because there's something in the mouth.
Yes.
That is
Something
making-
is in the mouth.
Yes, that's making them to have
Yes.
the round.
So if the baby is making smacking noise and is suckling with the lips, you'll also see the cheeks go in. So there will be a lot of struggle. So that one is not effective suckling.
True.
Then when they are swallowing, you will notice immediately a baby attaches to the breast, it suckles very fast at first. When it stimulates the oxytocin reflex, the one Lucy was saying,
Beautiful.
then milk now starts coming
Flowing,
out
yes.
freely,
Yes.
where you'll even notice the other breast is pouring.
Yes.
The baby now stops suckling. You will only hear the baby now swallow.
Yeah.
Swallow. Whatever is pouring in,
It's
swallowing.
getting swallowed, yes.
And remember, I said the tummy is small.
Oh, yes.
So it will only take like a few minutes and the baby feels I'm satisfied.
Oh, yes.
And then it sleeps. And that is why we are saying breastfeed on demand.
Demand.
So when it wakes up, don't say you breastfed a few minutes ago. No, give the breast.
Yes.
Because it digests very easily and therefore there's room for more.
Wow. Beautiful. Lucy,
Yes.
in a minute, what are some of the signs that a baby wants to breastfeed?
Yeah.
Because what we say breastfeed on demand. How do we know the demand has arrived?
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
quote
because
unquote.
a lot of times mothers mistake crying for a
Exactly.
reason to breastfeed, and it's
Yes.
not always that babies cry because they want to breastfeed.
Because they want to breastfeed.
Actually, crying is a last resort. When they cry to breastfeed, is because they're already very frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
But essentially, when a baby is restless and they're not settled, that could be an indication that they want to
Indication,
breastfeed.
yes.
When a baby is removing their tongue in and out and trying to look like they're looking for something, is an indication that they would probably be in need of breast milk.
Yes.
When a baby is putting their hand, their fingers or fist
Yes,
in
into
the,
the
mouth, is an indication that they would want to breastfeed. And again, when a baby is moving, like they're seeking and
Some
looking for
even
something.
circle the clothes around them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, they look like they're looking for something. They could even get hold of the clothes or even your hand, and all that is an indication that they actually want to breastfeed. So crying will be because they are already at their last point. Maybe to mention something that we probably needed to have brought on into play is the eye contact between the mother and the baby. That's very important. And a lot of times you will see a baby trying to prick the mother's nose because the
my.
mother is busy talking while the baby is breastfeeding.
We have phones now.
The
Especially
phone
when
is
they are
there,
slightly
you are maybe
grown
on
up.
WhatsApp or on Facebook, and the baby knows that for as long as my mommy can look at me in the eye,
Yeah.
there will be, such a mutual relationship and a
Connection.
mutual connection, and the milk will flow. So the baby will try to look for your attention. So mothers, kindly, if you're breastfeeding, look at your baby, have a eye contact,
like this.
and let the baby feel you because they want your attention during that very important moment of breastfeeding.
And talk to them as you breastfeed.
Exactly.
Tell them you are my baby.
It's
I
a-
love you.
Oh my.
Daddy, you are good.
It's a deliberate work, it's a deliberate effort.
Yes.
Yes.
It's something that you're doing with the whole of yourself.
I can tell you, Onesmus, babies who are not given that attention, There are some of them we are finding along the streets here.
Oh my.
And that is why they harass the women. Because you could be my mother.
Yeah.
You could be my mother. You didn't give me the attention I needed.
And so I need
There's that emotional support during breastfeeding. A mother is able, a baby identifies its own mother that time and feels that loving and that care.
Viewers, exclusive breastfeeding and matters around it and matters well said. We just almost coming to wrap this one up, and we are really glad that you've been watching this. I want to believe that something is changing, something is shifting, and we are getting it for the better. It's not all lost. If the baby is 4 months or 5 months, somewhere along the way, you can try what you can. And I believe by God's grace, you're going to achieve, and we are going to achieve, and we're going to have a healthy society. And as we just come to a close of this and wrap this one up, maybe one question to Lucy and as we go to the parting shots is that how long should a baby breastfeed in one sitting, or how do you know that the baby is actually satisfied? Will the baby just pull the baby breast out? Will the baby sleep? What will happen? And how what is the information to this mother?
So when a baby is breastfeed, like we already talked about doing one breast for as long as that feed.
Yes.
Yeah, even if the other breast is purring, it's not going to finish the milk.
Yes.
A lot of times we have that mentality of, oh my goodness, this milk itaisha.
Itaisha.
So unataka ubandilishe ndio, you save this other one in inamwagika. Then you end up giving your baby water only, and they do not access what they need to grow and to fill their stomach. Yeah. So the baby should be able to actually indicate when they are full. You do not tell the baby that sasa umeshiba wachana na nyonyo. Yeah, they will either fall asleep, or at times they will just pull off the breast.
Okay.
But for as long as the baby is breastfeeding on that particular breast, let them be. You are not supposed to interrupt. Yeah. Then important to mention also, the next feed should be done on the other breast. You do not go to the same. Yeah, because remember, like you already mentioned, engorgement. Unfortunately, we cannot talk about the breastfeeding difficulties and all that. I mean, challenges and conditions because of time. But essentially, engorgement happens a lot of times when one breast is too full, and that can bring fever to the mother, can be painful to the mother, can of course advance to mastitis and such, which we are hoping no mother has to suffer. It's too much. But basically, if one breast gets too full and it's not being utilized, like emptied through breastfeeding, then that can become painful. So the next feed, give the baby the other breast.
Yes.
If you are away from the baby and you cannot express and carry the milk home, you'd rather express and just discard. That way you keep your breasts healthy and okay.
And you keep the flow.
And you keep the flow.
Exactly.
Kindly give a parting shot, mention a myth, and just correct that as your parting shot, towards our viewers.
Yeah, so it's been nice talking to you viewers, and I think from us here is to just say that it's possible for a mother to breastfeed exclusively, and it's the best gift you can give to your baby.
Wow.
I know a lot of times we want to wait until they are old enough for us to buy them cars and all that. But for me as a mother, there's no other gift that will replace breast milk. Please give it to your baby as much as you can. Thank you.
Karibu sana. Faith.
Good evening, new viewers, once again. Actually, to support what Lucy is saying, it's so good to breastfeed your baby. That emotional connection will last forever. And I can tell you that's why boys are so close to their mothers, because they feel that care.
Wow.
That is why a woman will never come in between. Even if she's married to you, she'll never come in between a mother and son. The boys really express that emotional support by loving their mothers. So if you breastfeed your baby, show it caring. Is at the same time when you're breastfeeding, you're able to stand in that baby, to look at the marks that are on that body. That touch brings a lot of connection. Yeah. You are able to make this baby feel, yes, you belong to me.
Right.
So can we do the necessary? Support those mothers who are breastfeeding.
Faith is a lactation manager and an advocate for breastfeeding. She can talk on, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Lucy and Faith.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure having you. Viewers, exclusive breastfeeding. If you missed the show, find it on our FB wall and our Facebook wall, Elevate TV. We will have a repeat tomorrow at 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. and we are glad that you're watching. I'm your host, Onesimus Mogo, and enjoy a good evening. Keep it Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.